What's up, guys? Welcome to the review crew. And James. Today we're going to be watching Andor. It's going to be first time?
Second time.
Second time. Well, that's no fun. First time?
I've seen the first episode and that's it.
Yeah, I've seen the first episode and I just didn't keep watching it, so we're going to give it another try.
Yeah,
And this is weird. So
I really think they're gonna like this. Some people find it a little hard to get into. Not me. I love Star Wars content a little bit too much that even the most boring stuff I could sit through and be like, yes. Especially, it's so interesting to see all this stuff moving behind the scenes in certain situations in any TV show you watch in Star Wars when they build on stuff and make new canon. It's very interesting, For me, Andor was a fantastic show. I'm going to go in with this, no spoilers for them, just to guide them. And I really believe my second reaction is probably going to be just as good as my first reaction. Maybe even better, so that I notice more things and pick up on things that can be discussed in post that aren't spoilers.
Which is always fun.
Correct.
I'm just excited to watch it because it looks like a very adult take on Star Wars. Because I'm not a huge fan of the family-friendly side of Star Wars.
Yeah, I feel like Disney has gone a little too far with making it kid-friendly with the Boba Fett show that just came out. What?
But this kind of seems like they're attempting to combat that and make sure they're also catering to this audience.
Great, I'm really looking forward. The trailers have been amazing.
Yeah, I too think that when Boba Fett crawled out of the Sarlacc pit, that was too kid-friendly, James. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'll tell you more about the Disney speeders that they like.
No, I'm excited for Andor because I love exploring in-universe, more of a personal, relatable character than the hero's journey. First episode, though, I watched previously and I fell asleep, so I'm excited to stay awake for this one, hopefully.
And the last thing I'd like to say, we love Disney. Nothing James said should be out. I also love free
Disney.
stuff.
As you can see, we like Star Wars. We have 2 Star Wars board games up there. We have the Talisman as well as the Villainous. The third one's yours somewhere. You probably took it home finally.
James goes to Disney every 3 months.
James goes to Disney every 3 months. Eddie just came back from Disney. My roommate, but he's not out here.
I've never been to Disney.
You never been to Disney?
I grew up poor.
Bro, we've been to Disney together.
No, we went to Universal. We went to Disney Springs to see a movie.
Well, without further review, we are the review crew, and we are getting into episode 1 of season 1 of Andor, titled Casa, in 3, 2, 1.
My first question, what is that game?
You're gonna find out. It's a type of bean.
Sounds like a food. I can imagine that.
About any Star Wars stuff, it's never the music that's the problem.
Man, I'll actually be honest, the background music in The Mandalorian has been getting to me.
What?
Because it's the same sound. It's and it's for every episode. I didn't even notice, and my brother was like, man, that shit's annoying. It's like, what thing? So just listen. And it's like, wow, it's in every episode. Multiple times.
Listen.
But they do have some soundtrack.
Man, I wish all sidewalks looked like this.
This is ideal sidewalk. This may not be your form of a sidewalk, but this is peak performance sidewalk.
It is what the professionals do.
And he's wet. It's kind of rainy outside. What is that?
Bubbles.
So this is supposed to be like a red light district? I never noticed.
I was thinking the same thing.
I didn't find that person very sexy, so they're not doing a good job.
Yes, in the red light district does a good job.
Ready? First time.
Well, you picked a great night. Instead of being quiet this evening.
Excuse me. We were at first.
We've been waiting. You just got here.
Going lovely.
I don't want to go any.
Behave.
Well, she's funny, isn't she?
mall cops. Yeah.
You were telling me how quiet it was.
You see Paul Blart right there?
Looking for something special tonight.
Paul Blart, what are you doing, bro?
This is something amusing.
Why is he so
It's not
mad?
even
You
smile.
keep looking over it like there's something funny.
I'd be mad if I was a mall cop too.
Definitely not.
He's literally like, what the what?
What's going on?
Pretty
It's not
cool.
happening anymore.
You got caught for ID now, bit of time to pull it out.
You have to see it, big stuff.
There you go.
A robbery or
300 credits in my coat.
Alright, so he's a little bit of a badass.
It seems like he's done this once or twice before.
This is the new John Wick, right?
Yeah.
That was a headbutt.
Hit the floor. All it takes.
Super weak.
Wet and slippery, he slipped, cracked his skull probably.
Slipped and fell. It's an OSHA violation.
Yeah.
This is a corpo.
Yeah. You're gonna have hell to pay.
He wasn't wearing waterproof boots.
I don't see any fluorescent vest.
Where's your non-slip shoe, buddy?
Fight too hard, and you didn't understand it. He tried to grab you, and he fell, and he hit his head. We're going together. I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good way to start to like really get it. I mean, that's like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, to go from like.
No hesitation, just wow. And you don't see
Yeah,
that in
it
Star
says a
Wars.
lot about him.
You don't
too.
see that in Star Wars.
No, you don't.
You're used to Jedi being like, I will save you, and then they're like, aha, they should try to shoot the Jedi.
But I wonder how we saw that playing out, anyways. You know, like had that guy not died.
Well, he has no corporate ID, and the guy was just like considering him like an employee that just didn't want to like show anything or get involved.
Yeah.
So like being a corporate planet, it seems like he was just a really hard spot.
He was in a hard spot. I feel like they were just fine. They were just gonna mug him basically. Who was going, or, you know, robbing him. Robbing officials.
Yeah, they would have taken a shit.
I don't know, but would they have?
They were trying to take the money out of his pocket. That's what they were doing.
And they said they were going to impound his ship.
Yeah, he had to pay a fine.
Take the ride.
Once he paid a hefty fine. And they were like, $300 is fine. I like how they make droids like dogs. Like these type of droids, which are like astromechs, I guess. I don't know if he is one. It is one.
That's not an extra,
He doesn't look like a fire hydrant, so yeah. A little Wally excursion.
He does kind of remind me of Wally.
Yeah, the trash pile ups really bring it home.
See, music's not bad in this one.
No, I've said it before. I like all of their soundtrack music.
Wait, his name is B2 Emo. There you go, Joe.
Me too.
That's why it's called Casa.
So we met Casa.
And it's Casso.
It's about this small child.
And Canary is the language in Canary.
The Canary.
Wow, whoa.
On Canary, they speak Canary.
Now,
I mean, it's not, I guess. I mean, we don't speak Earth.
now I'm confused.
Yes, we do.
Is this a village of all children? Where are the adults?
Have you not read,
Call it.
what's it? What's that book?
The Bible?
No.
Peter Pan?
No. The Lord of Flies?
No, can't say I have.
No, I didn't get put in the good English class in high school.
Oh, why is it
See the
like the
green
Lord of the
trail
Flies?
down there?
I'm just saying, it reminds me of Florida Flag and No Children.
See, what I had imagined
That's
is,
a lot of kids.
what I had imagined is it's like a poor planet that doesn't have too much value, and all of their parents died, I assume, in some conflict,
Well,
or
they
are
just-
currently soldiers.
They just showed the Star Destroyer going down, or Republic ship, or whatever it was.
Where were you?
So maybe all the parents got drafted.
Yeah,
Could
maybe.
they could be off like working in a different, like them being in the forest. They might just be like a native tribe, and like the parents might all be out like in the local town, like working somewhere, trying to like privide for the
Says
kids.
he came back.
It's possible.
Can you make a lie for me?
I can lie. I have adequate power reserves.
Don't tell anybody you saw.
Oh,
Don't
sure.
tell anybody you know where I am.
Lives two lies. I will have to recharge at home.
No, it's not bad parents.
Your chair when you fell. You were gone when I woke up. You've come in now.
He's a good friend.
Yeah.
At the plaza entrance to the causeway,
Yes,
there's
I know.
an intersection.
I said I know it. Were they robbed?
Yes.
Tough case. Bad timing.
I'm sure that in several days, with the proper resources, I can bring this case to a...
Stop. And I don't mean just the talking, I mean stop. This case appears to bear all the hallmarks of what I like to describe as regrettable misadventure.
Sir.
Two dedicated Premor employees caught in the sad orbit of heroic calamity.
I don't understand.
I want you to conjure a suitable accident. And let's make sure it's on the far side of the plaza. Let's get it outside the leisure zone.
But they were murdered.
No, they were killed in a fight. They're in a brothel, which we're not supposed to have, the expensive one, which they shouldn't be able to afford, a drinking Rivnold, which we're not supposed to allow. Both of them supposedly on the job, which is a dismissible offence. They clearly harassed a human with dark features and chose the wrong person to annoy. I
just said,
suspect they
"Get out."
died rushing to aid someone
Yeah,
in
just shut that
distress.
down.
Nothing too heroic. We
I
don't
really
need
like
to
him.
worry.
He's like, you know,
Being
good
hopeful.
cop. Good cop.
Something sad but
But, like,
inspiring. and
This is just blatant
Well,
corruption.
no.
Oh yeah.
Well, I liked it because of the point he just makes there is,
You look
well, we can
stricken,
either
Deputy
give out all of the
Inspector. Are you
facts
absorbing
where
my
they were
meaning?
doing all of this illegal shit, or we can say they died being good cops,
Right.
give their families like some form of
severance pay, something like
yes,
that.
and call it a day.
To an imperial
Yeah, without
being
But this
Something
guy's
else.
such a
Review.
freaking bozo.
Where I'll be asked
Yeah,
to
he
make a
seems to be
report about
real
your
hurt.
Well,
crime.
there's his reason.
He's the
goal of
reason
that
right there.
Speech, should
He
you
said he has
ever
to
be
go
asked
to
to
Imperial
produce
crime
is
review.
brevity.
To report on
Minimizing
crime
the time
stats.
The Empire spends thinking about Preox Morlana benefits our superiors and by extension everyone here at the Premor Security Inspection
There's other
Team,
meetings too.
which at the moment includes you. Don't put your feet on my desk in my absence and let's have an accident report waiting when I get back.
He's like, think of an accident so the Imperials don't look into us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like,
I don't know. I thought what he said was very smart,
He was, yeah, up until that part. He
and I think the other guy's very motivated.
Tell him 50.
They make it like such a shady tone to the episode, but like so far he's done nothing shady.
No, not really.
Besides
oh,
killing.
that's killer, man.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
okay. First
But,
death,
like, his
not
motive-
shady, clear accident. Second
Second
death,
death.
execution.
Not premeditated, but
Current passion.
The one who buys your secret friend. How
Self-defense.
fast can you reach him?
Targeting units someone might forget to strip out. We get that thing you've got a few naval comms skins.
I can't wait that long.
Why? What have you done?
Your friend will want this piece. He'll come for this. You said he wanted to meet me.
So what is it? What is it?
I got an untraceable NS9 Starpath unit. Vector crystals and Imperial seal still intact.
How long have you had that?
I need to move it, Huqz.
You've been hiding it.
I've been saving
And I'm guessing it comes from one of my bits.
Yes, again.
Not your best move, Cassian.
You're also fucking
So what?
greedy.
You wanna call your guy or not?
Do you know how much that's worth?
Yeah. Enough to get out of here. Lay low till things cool off. I need to relocate for a while.
You've been holding out
from me.
And you've been skimming off the top. So let's not get emotional.
Get out of here. I didn't believe that then. I still don't believe it seeing it the second time. What?
Do anything for me.
That, like,
No. That wasn't my question.
Have you picked up on
him
it?
and her are together.
Think-
Not this guy,
think
the
that
other guy.
shopkeep?
Yeah.
Their
Seems like
interaction,
a
he
little jealous.
lingered afterwards because he sensed her mood was off.
No, I know, but it's just like, it's fun as hell.
Are you saying
I'm
He
saying
is
that guy
absolutely-
cannot
she's
pull
absolutely-
that. That's what I'm saying.
what if he's funny?
Well,
Yeah,
that'd
man,
be
he's
real
like
funny.
Bill Burr funny.
I like how the subtitles are just like speaking.
Super useful.
I mean, I get the war paint and everything, but maybe they should be wearing bright orange and yellow for whatever they're planning. You know,
It looks like they might not have too many options.
they're wearing high vis.
Take you.
I already,
Come on.
I hate this guy already.
Oh yeah,
He's too serious.
he's a good actor though.
He's like that guy who works at, you know, that not a big deal job, and he's like taking it super serious. And everybody's like, dude, just chill. You're gonna make us have to do more work.
Yeah, this is the.
He's not acting his wage.
He's the assistant manager at Best Buy who's trying to one day his goal is to be regional.
This
Man.
is the bike cop of Point Pleasant, guys. Like,
Like the bicycle.
oh yeah. They just roll up.
Morning Star cab or a day van, some.
He just flew in, flew out.
The nights get busy. You know the traffic.
See,
He's the only one that cares about his job.
this man's acting his wage.
That man is soft. Was it fire quitting? He's like, what's that? I don't care.
Well, if it's too much for you, let me know. I'm sure somebody wants the chair.
The worst manager ever.
I'll take
Are you kidding me? He was looking at a screen with squiggly lines and dotted lines, and he's like, "Find it." It's like, what?
Okay.
The squiggly line went this way. That squiggly line went that way.
Yeah. Well, no. Seriously.
I'm not one of these losers gonna let you fly
This guy's fucking
until
big.
they forget how much you owe them.
He's real big.
You're here with him. To what? To threaten me? Bet you let him talk you into this?
The subject is money.
I just ask you a question.
Work.
Since when do you take orders from Nurture?
Don't answer that.
You need work this bad.
Leave him out of it. He said all I need to do is stand for it.
Good. You keep at it.
You think I'm messing around?
I hope so. I'm gonna do us a favor.
All I do is stand here and I got paid.
Lex, very nice to see you.
He just,
She thinks he's cheating on her. He's just like,
He just looks
bro.
sad.
Again, when you're punching that high up, I mean, come on.
Man's jealous.
he's so insecure.
Oh wait, is he following him?
Yeah, it looks
Wow.
like it. He's not even trying to hide it. He's just like full strut, like I gotta go.
I mean, it might not just be romantic. It might also just be like she's super shiesty, and he's curious.
She could be
Dog
as
droid.
shicey she wants, man.
It was the Gonk droid. The power unit. Gonk.
He had a gong thread.
You did?
Yeah, D&D.
Oh yeah. I gave you one, didn't I?
No, snack.
Yeah.
I'm putting together that they're on a ship scrap planet. Huh?
Hey, it seems like it.
At least a ship scrap district.
Junk planet, junkyard.
Yeah, definitely like junk planet for sure. It seems to be the only thing in the shops. Good to know we still have Morse code.
I love how they just took an electrical box and fucking spray painted it with like texture and stuff. And they're like, we'll just put some LEDs in there.
Beep, boop.
He's on his way up.
Blue lo mein.
That's his problem, not we don't.
Asking for information.
Have you ever
I don't get it. Is
What
he
difference
a
does
corporate
They
guy
have
or
their
is
own way
he?
of doing
corporate?
things.
This is the murder of 2
Disney
people
corporate planet.
employees.
I'm so confused.
He's corporate. He's not imperial. The
Put out a
corporations rule the planets
Canary
for the
human men
imperials.
wanted for questioning. Slam the channels, flood it. Set up a desk here to monitor anything that comes in. Let's go!
I'm just confused. 'Cause they have no presence on Ferrix, but they have jurisdiction.
Because the corpse there.
But they said there's no presence there.
Because the corpse there.
What does that mean?
There's no,
They are the corp.
The imperials aren't there because the corporations are there.
Yeah, but they're
the
the corporation.
corporation's not
He just
there.
said they had no presence there.
The imperials don't have troops there because
They said there's no more Lana presence on Ferrix.
Yeah. Maybe they have the contract. They just don't do anything with it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they just stripped it dry and just left.
Yeah. He's in the office. I refueled it, just like you told me. And now, I'm almost done.
Did he go to a different planet?
He's at the United Ship.
Or Lana 1?
It's the old one. I'm just putting a blank in right now. The Cassian way.
Sounds like a great way.
I was gonna ask if I could borrow it.
Seems
again
like it pissed
tomorrow.
off.
Man, he's got no
Close
friends, huh?
He's got that one man, Brasso.
Come on, Pegler.
Yeah, Brasso.
No.
And he's B2 emo.
We're done.
But it also seemed like
No
that's
one
his
said-
only friend he hasn't fucked over.
Yeah.
No.
So he stole the ship also.
Seems like it.
Stole.
Borrowed it.
Borrowed, returned, and is now changing the laws.
So the reason why there's no information on the ships, probably from the Imperial from the Corp, is because it's a scrapyard ship that he's just
Yes.
it's like him driving a junker out and doing crimes, and the cops are like, "This car has no registration."
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
Is that the sister?
Yeah.
I'll be back.
She looks like my old Italian teacher.
She was that young.
And small.
She can't be that young if he said old.
That's not how time works.
That's actually
episode 1.
a pretty good intro to everything that was going on.
Yeah, I mean, the peak of it was definitely the first, 10 minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was the end of the first episode of Andor. First reactions from these three. This is not my first reaction. It's my second one, just to remind everybody. I am always just a big fan of the score and whatnot. Cassian Andor in Rogue One. I actually never asked. Did all of you all watch Rogue One?
No.
I have
Rogue
seen
One
Rogue
was
One.
fantastic.
You haven't
It was
watched Rogue
actually-
One?
I liked it a lot.
Oh my god, that's an easy pick for what we're watching next. How no wonder you had no connection to the characters. You haven't watched Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One's good.
Okay.
I liked it.
Well, this is considered the prequel to Rogue One. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
this is the prequel to Rogue One in some ways.
Okay.
So this is basically, it's Cassian Andor is one of the characters in Rogue One. This is, when we watched the trailer for this earlier today, it said, made by the writers of Rogue One, and it features that stuff.
Okay, that makes. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this is a prequel thing. I know you looked at a list of the order of Star Wars.
Yes,
And this is probably
yeah.
before Rogue One, literally right before it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So this is actually Rogue One's precursor, telling the backstory of Cassian Andor, who is Cassa, which is the title name, Very
Of
interesting.
episode
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Because as they say in the show, they're speaking Canary, and he's looking for a Canary girl, which is his sister, which you can infer probably is the little girl in the episode that he's talking to.
Did we find out his name? They just kept referring to him as Cassa the whole episode.
Yeah, they said I think they called him as Cassian in the with Brasso. Brasso called him Cassian when he was they were making up their alibi.
And the junkyard do.
And the junkyard guy called him Cassian. He's like, Cassian, what are you doing? So yeah, they did name him as Cassian. Otherwise,
I like the episode a lot. I thought it starts off really good, and I like the darker theming of the show, and it's a very dirty, gritty feel.
The first 5 minutes were very intense, especially just going into that straight double murder.
Yeah.
First one might have been an accident, I'll give him that. And then
Into a cold-blooded execution.
yeah, but that straight into the mystery scene with the falling what looked like a Republic ship with a green gas coming out of it. I'm just curious to see what's gonna go down on that planet.
So, question: do you guys think this is Cassian's first kill?
Oh,
No way.
Absolutely not.
There was no. it's not like his hand was shaking. Like, I don't want to do it. He's like, the guy's like, oh, I'll tell the authorities that it was an accident. It's all a big, and he just didn't even let him finish talking. He's like, shut up, man.
Looked him in the eye, no hesitation.
Yeah, no. Also, the fact that every side character you meet is like, sup, you piece of shit.
You owe me some
know,
money.
like,
You owe me some money.
No one was happy to see him.
Yeah.
Nobody was happy to see him.
You owe me some money. My job is to stand here.
He seems like he owes a lot of people money.
He owes a lot. I wonder why he owes a lot of people money too. Like, it hasn't been explained to us yet why he owes a lot of people money, and it doesn't seem like he's doing anything that requires a lot of money besides looking for his sister.
If it's anything what Bix is doing, it seems like they're just fencing pieces off of like the Imperials.
It looks like they're scrapping and stuff. Maybe they work for the Corpos and they're scrapping ships for the Corpos and they steal stuff.
And they're skimming stuff.
Maybe. And then she said, and then even Cassian said she's skimming off of him. So she might be taking the top 10% of what he earns.
It's true.
I mean, that's kind of how.
And he has some sort of Star Navigator chip or something.
Yeah, some Star Pass.
He said it was like a stealth thing.
No, it's untraceable Star Pass.
Untraceable Star Pass with an Imperial sticker on it still or something.
Imperial
seal. That way it's not tampered with.
Imagine like seal. Like,
it's a security seal so that you can't steal stuff.
Steal so you can't steal.
Like how your PS4 is sealed, so they're gonna know that if you open it,
like a warranty.
Sir,
warranty.
I didn't open it. Why is there a piece of gum in here?
I mean, the only thing I didn't like about the episode that I'm never a huge fan of is a lot of flashbacks. It just doesn't. I understand it's building to tell a background story, but I'm just not a fan of the constant back and forth. I don't mind a flashback, but it was 3 30-second flashbacks.
Well, the pilot episode always has to put a lot of story in, make you
I
get the hook,
get that.
make you get concepts that can frame the further development of the story. So it's always a little rough off the rip. So whenever I'm watching them, I always look to see is the hook good? Am I drawn in and want to know what's going to develop? Besides that, though, I mean, I just kind of forgive first episode because there is always that slow setup that builds up, and usually after episode 3 is when you get into the explosive content.
Yeah, I didn't remember much other than the execution.
So a lot of world building needed to be done, so I can see them jumping back and forth between 2 planets to kind of put it in our mind, something similar to other Star Wars shows. It isn't going to take place in one spot. We're going to be jumping around.
Yeah, and I like this super cop character too.
Oh yeah,
I hate him.
I don't mean I actually like
yet?
him. I just mean I like the character themselves.
So
yeah,
they're
definitely gonna
because everyone else is yeah, it's just how it is, and he's no, it's not. And they're yeah, man, whatever, And it's just people were murdered, and they're yeah, it happens though. We're all gonna die someday.
Heroic accident.
Yeah.
He's they were drunk in a place they shouldn't be, drinking they shouldn't stop doing stuff we can't do. It's
Well, so they painted him really well in the sense of he's genuinely doing what he thinks is right, but they make you immediately dislike him.
He's in a corrupted system.
Yeah, so that made me like him.
And technically, by all extents, the main character is the guy who killed people. So you're kind of, even though oh my god, he killed those people, you're rooting for him because they were trying to mug him or hold him up or basically hustle money out of him, strong arm some money.
But a Super Trooper here doesn't know that side.
Yeah, Super Trooper doesn't know that side, and he doesn't even care. And the best part is that the commander literally named the exact scenario that happened, and he's but he's somebody died still. It's okay, well. It's if somebody, it's when an animal does something, they're poking the bear, and then the bear eats them, and then we gotta go kill that bear. It's why? They were poking it, and there was a sign that says, do not poke the bear, and they kept poking it, and then eventually that happened.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because that is actually a deep philosophical question of, do you honor every law, even for the people who didn't follow the laws, were bad people? In this case, you have the corpo manager who's listen, what happened is probably they were being scummy and they got dealt a hand that they fucked around and they found out. And
perfect way to put it.
Honestly, so he's listen, at that point, don't waste resources on it. We have other things to deal with. I have managers breathing down my back. It's not worth it. And then you have the paladin character who's no, the laws must be followed. People were murdered, and it's his righteousness that blinds him to the situation around it. So that's going to be a really cool thing that they're going to dive into that philosophical question. And I like that off the bat, we already hate the Paladin character because we're watching him from the framework of the Shiesty main character.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They did a good job of the main character being like he's not a good guy. Like there's no one is like, you know, Cassian, I'm happy to see you. Like, don't worry about it. Like, we're good. There was none of that.
They're all tired.
Nobody was happy to see him. You watch him murder one and possibly a second person, cold-blooded, and he's clearly done it before because the first thing he does is, okay, alibi. You know, like there wasn't like I don't know what to do. I need to get out of here. It's like, okay, I've been saving this for a rainy day. I gotta sell it, get money, alibi. Help me, I'm out of here. Like that's the plan. So he's clearly a lowlife.
And Brasso was like, also, you know, remember we did that. Oh yeah? Okay, good.
Brasso's coming across as like that, like
ride or die.
That friend from before he was Shiesty that's just like, come on, dude.
He's like grown up.
I'm gonna help you, but come on.
He's like the grown up, and you know, he was like, I can't be doing hood rat things anymore, but like I can support you.
Yeah.
Kinda.
He's like, I have a wife and kids. I work at 9 to 5.
I got a life. I gotta work hard and got money. I can't be doing this shit. Basically, but that's interesting. But you can see based on the planet they're living on. I mean, it's so destitute on this planet that not even the Imperials are there. Like, you know, that has to say something.
That's true.
Fair. And the
it's
fact
not
that
worth it for them.
We even talked about the shape of the infrastructure.
The entire town is falling apart, and they're living on scraps.
Which is contrasted against the original scene with the beautiful, perfectly civil engineered sidewalks with appropriate lighting. Versus the planet that the main character seems to have as at least a home base currently, where you have old brickwork that looks ancient, and you have cement peeling off of it, which shows that no one's maintaining this.
Not to mention the dirt roads everywhere.
True.
Like, they have bricks, but like...
To be fair, if you have hovercraft, do you really need to pave your roads?
See, I feel like there's a lot of dust kick-up, like in helicopters. It wouldn't hurt for like airborne.
You need roads when it doesn't touch the ground.
Now, my last closing question for this is, you know, as we go into episode 2 eventually, soon, you know, in the next couple minutes, hopefully, is looking at this, the thing you noticed in the episode, the light circuit box that was repainted. There's been much discussion in the Star Wars community about this.
Oh, has there?
Not kidding. Not this specific circuit box, but if you notice what an object is when it's something else, does that break your immersion?
No.
Like, for a conversation we had previously about switching over to Mando with the Mind Flayer, it's an X-ray machine.
Yeah.
But, like, even knowing that, it's not...
Not that part.
It doesn't break my immersion because, like, everything else in the show...
It's the same thing.
There's still people going through normal life. Like, it's not breaking my immersion unless I see, like, an iPhone, in which case
I'm not like, that spaceship isn't really a spaceship. It's just cardboard and styrofoam. Like, it carries over the whole... that's just a weird, like, way to look at it in general.
I agree.
You know? I mean, they're wearing normal clothes. Like, they're not wearing jeans, but it's not like they're wearing some crazy outfits.
There's people out there that are like, that breaks my immersion, that lightsaber looks like a flashlight. Well, newsflash, buddy. Lightsabers were flashlights.
Well, there's a difference between if it isn't true to the original content versus it just being a painted electric.
Well, it's like how
like I understand if the lightsaber is totally different and does no justice to like the lore. Okay, sure, like nerd out about it. But don't nerd out about a random prop used in the show.
Well, that's one thing too. People
like,
nerd out.
They
nerd out about guns. They'll be like, that gun looks like a real gun, just repainted. It's like, oh, have you ever gone back and looked at the original trilogy?
Also, like, I don't
come on.
Going off of that main point,
just repainted.
There's a lot of limited edition like guns that were released over the past like 50, 60 years, including one that quite literally looks like a blaster from Star Wars, and it was made prior to Star
Well,
Wars.
the Star Wars, like the Republic gun, I'm pretty sure one of them is like a Lewis gun. One of them is an MG42. One of them is like a I can't remember, like a Mauser.
A gun's gonna look like a gun.
We're talking about a movie that was made during America.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I think that's
exactly.
the way, like, that's too much. I think when it comes down to the lore and authenticity, sure, but beyond that, I think it's just nitpicky.
I agree. Now that we've closed out that, we all agree that immersion is not broken by props. It's not like, you know, it's an unprinted prop, unpainted prop in the scene. You know, it's not like, you know, like cardboard or like
Starbucks cup.
Yeah, Starbucks cup.
First of all, I did.
Yeah,
but that's another thing. Like, I didn't even care when I noticed the Starbucks cup.
I didn't even notice it.
I did. I was like,
I saw it like multiple days later. I was like,
that's a Starbucks
way
cup.
that was in there.
All right. Well, I actually never watched Game of Thrones, if we're being honest, but that's for another time. That could be another series. But
I'm not rewatching that.
I watched it 3 times. I'll watch it a 4th.
I've never seen it. I'm only like 4 episodes in.
But I've seen a few.
I watched House of Dragon.
That's
first.
even more.
Yeah, he's watching House of Dragon.
I
But
finished House of Dragon's quality. Made me watch Game of Thrones.
It's better up until season 7.
No.
Yeah, we'll see.
Game of Thrones is better.
Yeah,
than
yeah.
we are the review crew. Thank you for watching us. I'm Mike. Mikey.
I'm Joe.
I'm James.
I'm Mike, not Mikey.
I'm Mikey. I'm sorry. And
Later.
have a very nice day.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.